and preparing for battle. Each guy with his own approach to getting ready for what should be an excellent matchup. Thanks for joining us on a picture-perfect Sunday night for some NBA on 2K Sports. Here alongside Tim Legler and Grant Hill, I'm Brian Anderson with Allie LaForce joining us courtside. Let's take a second to check in on the race for Rookie of the Year and see how the rankings are shaping up for this year's class of new NBA talents. Well, we're in the middle of the season, and he's got to really step up to even get into the Rookie of the Year conversation.
Now that we're midway through the year, we know which rookies are impressing on a nightly basis.
And some guys are definitely separating themselves from the pack, but with rookies, things can turn in a hurry.
The starters for Utah. Kyle Filipowski is out there with Jusuf Nurkic. Then it's Bailey, then it's Lauri Markkanen, and it's George in at the point. And for Toronto, in at forward, it's Barrett and Barnes. Emmanuel Quickley is out there with Grady Dick, and it's Pirtle in at the 5. The battle under the rim could be spicy. These two teams don't back down, Legs.
You're going to see a lot of contact under the glass tonight. Two of the best rebounding teams in the league. There's no doubt this is going to be physical from the get-go.
Watch out for stray elbows. Now here's Markkanen. Pass to Nurkic. Here's George. Markkanen outside. Shot clock at 6. Nurkic passes to George. The 3 is up. That shot missing. Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
I briefly spoke with Darko Rajakovic. He told me when he was watching film of their opponent, what stood out was Lauri Markkanen's efficiency. Coach said Markkanen doesn't need high usage to be effective. He gets a lot of his points off of movement, and he brings versatility to this offense. Back to you.
Thanks for that, Allie. And since arriving in Toronto, his hometown, R.J. Barrett has seen his game take a step forward, Grant.
Yeah, B.A. And in particular, his playmaking has gone to another level. If he could ever get his shot right, then he really will be off and running.
The third pick in the 2019 draft, R.J. Barrett has that ideal build for an NBA wing, Legs.
Well, B.A., he definitely has that. 6'6", strong, athletic. But what's the biggest key for R.J. going forward? It's consistency with his shooting, which can complement his ability to create off the dribble.
Here's Toronto with the ball. This game against Utah, the first time they've met this year.
They split the 2 games they played last year. Both teams really struggled to find wins throughout the season.
Both teams struggled to be competitive overall last year, but at least their season series was.
Tim, with his agility and that 7'3" wingspan, Scotty Barnes can guard virtually anyone.
Well, because he's got the combination, Brian, of lateral quickness and physicality. He is great at the point of attack and fighting through screens. Just a top-shelf defender.
No good on that one. A skill Scotty Barnes definitely possesses is the ability to guard multiple positions, Graham.
Yeah, he has that blend of quickness and length to smother shooters, and he has the strength to deal with bigger guys, too.
And he sinks the second. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Thanks. Well, with a window of opportunity opening in the East, the Raptors are trying to make inroads. After acquiring Brandon Ingram last season, he's finally out of the bubble wrap and providing that offensive punch that this team has needed. The goal is clear. Ingram said it himself. They're looking to get back into the playoffs in Toronto.
Love that confidence. Okay, Shams, thank you.
Taking 2 shots.
Good for Markkanen.
And when Markkanen is used correctly, he can be an important contributor. A big man who can really shoot, which is valuable in today's game.
Markkanen hits them both.
And that's about what we expect. He's been excellent from the line tonight.
Quickly passes to Barrett. Fires from deep. He buries it from 3. Barrett's got 6 points.
And there's R.J. Barrett helping to space the floor for this offense.
Markkanen outside. Filipowski, the pass to Markkanen. Here's Nurkic, covered by Pirtle. Back to Markkanen. Three-pointer. And another miss by Utah.
Tried to come right back at him with the three. Not that time.
George against Quickly. Pass to Dick. Launches a three. The rebound by Filipowski. The Jazz have gone 0 for 3 from the floor to begin this one. To the paint. And stolen by Barrett. Here's Barnes. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
Now, Barnes really gets off the ground. He is just an effortless athlete.
Bailey, the pass to Markkanen. George, a screen on Barrett. It's Markkanen with the drive. Doesn't go that time. Some solid defense from Barrett.
Not an ideal start for them. Still looking for their first field goal after 4 misses.
Here's Quickly. Utah with the rebound.
He was bothered just enough to miss that shot. That's good work by the defense.
George against Quickly. Nice shot by George.
Finally got one to go after 4 straight misses.
And here's Quickly. He'll bring it up for Toronto. They couldn't put the pieces together, losing their last matchup with Orlando.
Yeah, we know that on the road, you're already a little out of your element. Then the misses from the line become contagious.
Well, it just kills your momentum. You earn the trip to the line, but at the same time, when you miss, you give your opponent life.
There's a screen by Nurkic. Pass to Bailey. 4-3. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist.
Well, a good idea to set up Bailey. He's got that high release. He's such an exciting young player.
Pirtle with a screen on George. Quickly against George. The three from Barnes. The shot, no good. Jazz trail by 4. Here's Bailey, coming off a 16-point game against Brooklyn. Pass to Filipowski. 6 to shoot. Markkanen for 3. It's rebounded by Barrett. Raptors lead by 4. It's an even 3-on-3 break.
Oh! That's a lot of power that time. Quickly making it look easy.
Well, that's a fantastic view there from the AT&T Connected Cam. Utah's gone 1 for 5 from 3-point range. A cold start. Back to George. Utah moving the ball around. Pass to Markkanen. Now here's George. Over Quickly. George, no good.
Really tough quarter for him shooting the basketball.
Now Pirtle. And here's Dick. Outside Barrett. Over Markkanen. Utah grabs the miss.
The defense really didn't do enough to alter that shot. It's simply a miss.
George scanning the floor. It's Markkanen on the wing. Pass to Bailey. George against Quickly. George's shot is off.
He's stacking up the missed shots right now. He needs to find another part of his game that can help his team.
Barrett and the officials called goaltending, so they'll award the basket.
I mean, he had the right idea, but his timing was just a little off, and it resulted in a goaltend.
Jazz trail by 8. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Markkanen from long range. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got his 4th rebound in this one.
Already +5 in terms of rebound margin.
Dick gets the bucket.
And I love Dick's aggressive mindset. I mean, this is how lethal he can be catching and firing.
And now the first timeout called here for Utah. All right, Tim, the All-Star break is coming up. How much are players looking forward to that breather?
I think players really look forward to that break to re-energize themselves. And coming out of that break, BA, it's a sprint to the finish. A lot of adrenaline kicks in.
Surviving to the All-Star break, always a key milestone.
It's really what it's all about.
Look at the stats for Jusuf Nurkic.
And over the last 5 games, his field goal percentage has increased. And you can make a case his confidence as well because of this.
Markkanen looking it over. Filipowski, the pass to Bailey. And here's George, guarded by Quickly. It's stolen by Barnes. Pass to Quickly. Shoots over Bailey. The rebound by Markkanen.
The way they've gotten after rebounds has been impressive.
Barnes against George. Here's Bailey. Over Quickly. And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a three-point play.
And a play like this has to make you excited for Bailey's future. If he's able to add more muscle, he's going to be tough to contain.
Bailey. One shot.
And the free throw, no good.
And there's a lot of upside to Ace Bailey. He's already a gifted shot maker, but you also see signs of elite defensive potential. If he can level up on both ends, Ace will be special.
Now here's Barrett. Give him 8. Clock at 6. Rebound, Utah.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
He didn't quite get a hand on it, but he did enough to affect the miss.
Stolen by Quickly. And now the Raptors on the break. Barnes finds Quickly. Toronto passing it around. Now Barnes. George defending. Quickly from outside. Outside Dick. On the wing Quickly. Picked by Pirtle. To the middle. 6 on the shot clock. Markkanen outside. Pass to Nurkic. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Here's Bailey. Over Barrett. Utah with another miss. You know, Tim, both of Jakob Poeltl's parents played volleyball for the Austrian national team.
Yeah, he comes from an athletic family, and he certainly has a lot of agility for his size. And I think, BA, in today's game, you need your big men to be able to move their feet.
And Utah calls time here. They come into this one following a loss to Brooklyn.
One thing we saw from them that game, and we see it around the league, an over-dependency on the 3-ball.
But during that specific game, you'd love to say, hey, stop shooting threes, but obviously that's a big part of their identity.
Raptors with some changes. Mamukelashvili comes in for Scotty Barnes. And Ingram is subbed in for Dick. Then for Utah, Sensabaugh comes in for Filipowski. And it's Collier in for George. Toronto on D. They lead by 11. Down low. Oh, and he got fouled on his way up. He'll head to the line to shoot 2. That's on Jakob Poeltl.
Man, this is the game that Nurkic plays. Using the big body inside, carving out a high percentage look.
2 shots.
That one's off.
Yeah, someone who has battled injuries. Great to see Jusuf Nurkic out there tonight.
Good on the second one. Toronto leading by 10. Outside Ingram. Picked by Poeltl. Fires for 3. Rebounded by Nurkic. And for the Jazz, they're shooting just 25% from the field in the first quarter. Nurkic a screen on quickly. It's Markkanen on the wing. Pass to Sensabaugh. 6 to shoot. Takes it inside, and it's out of bounds. Last touch by Markkanen. And let's quickly glance at who in this year's rookie class is leading their group in blocks this season. Third is Ace Bailey.
Blocking ability like his is very coveted in the league, and he shows no fear clashing at the rim against experienced finishers.
Some changes for Toronto. Mobo, he's checked in for Poeltl. Walter comes in for Barrett. Shed comes in for Quickly. Here's Shed. He's coming off a 10-point game against Orlando. 1:43 left to play in the first. Outside Ingram. Beyond the arc. Love grabs the miss. Jazz trail by 10. And the officials will call the illegal screen here. It's February. Let's see how things are shaping up in the East. You look at Toronto. Right now, they're in 9th place. Definitely not the kind of success they envisioned at this point of the season.
Well, for the Raptors, it's really been an intriguing year for them. I mean, they work hard, they play gritty, but they're just so inconsistent.
Well, inconsistency is the word. Sometimes they'll lose a game they probably should have won, and they show you how hard it is to sustain success in this league.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Thanks a lot. Raptors coach Darko Rajakovic explained what he's looking for on the offensive end. He said, quote, it's unselfishness, ball and body movement, playing together and making each other better. Also, you have to be able to adjust. Basketball is not set in stone. If it was, it would be a recipe. Back to you guys.
Yeah, got to roll with the punches. Thank you, Allie. And the first one at the line is good. Hendricks is checked in for Utah. Good on both. 58 seconds left in the first quarter. Here's Collier. No points yet. Here's Niang. Bobo with the rebound.
Well, he's certainly more than capable of hitting that shot, but somehow, even with no defense, he came away empty.
Here's Ingram. Up and in on the layup. And the Raptors lead by 14.
They've shown so much energy right from the start, particularly on the offensive end.
So far, a great game plan and great execution, but we still have a long way to go.
Here's Collier. Looking at his stats, he's putting up about 7.5 per game. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Utah needs to get off a shot here. Pass to Ingram. takes the three. Rebound, Utah. And so it's the Toronto Raptors up 14 as we wrap up the quarter. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. And more NBA action on 2K Sports coming your way right after this. We welcome you back to second quarter action. Plenty of basketball left to play, but this one has been one-sided so far. And taking a quick gander here at the hustle stats for Toronto.
Well, the effort they've shown on defense has been infectious. Everyone on this team continuing to jump at opportunities to come away with steals.
And they're also focusing on their break, looking for any chance they can to push the pace and get out in transition.
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. They've got Kyle Anderson. He's out there with George Niang. And it's Hendricks in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. Ingram can't get that one to fall. Jazz trail by 14. Here's Sensabaugh. In his last outing, 10 points for him. Pass to Hendricks. Here's Collier. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
Just what they wanted from that possession. A quality look in tight.
Here's Shed. To the inside. Mobo uses the glass on the layup. Mobo's got his first points of the game.
That's been the story of their offense so far. Getting a number of looks from point-blank range.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Anderson with a screen. Sensabaugh, no good.
And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
Here's Shed. The three is up. Anderson pulls it down. Jazz trail by 14. They've been having major problems offensively.
Definitely in a bit of a dry spell.
Pass to Niang. Here's Collier. The 11-footer. And the shot's off. 1 for 2 in this one. The Raptors have gone just 1 of 3 to begin the second quarter. Here's Shed. And right now, he's currently putting up 6.5 points per game. It's hauled in by Sensabaugh. The Jazz shooting just 24% in this one. Not great. Utah moving the ball around. Here he goes. And Tim, 1 year, you shot over 50% from the field and from three-point range, not to mention over 80% from the free throw line. You think we'll ever see that again?
Well, Brian, I think the 50% from the three could be more difficult because the volume is now so high. I'm not sure they're as selective in their shot attempts, which means your percentages naturally come down a bit.
So 3 for 6 is not going to be an option for a great shooter?
Don't think so. 3 for 6 is usually the first quarter for a lot of these guys.
Looking at who's out there now for Toronto. Scotty Barnes is checked in for Mobo. Barrett comes in for Walter. And it's Grady Dick in for Shed. Then for Utah, Filipowski, he's checked in for Hendricks. Lauri Markkanen comes in for Niang. And it's Keontae George in for Anderson. Raptors lead by 12. It's stolen away. Here's Sensabaugh. Looking at the numbers, he's putting up 7 points a game. Utah with another miss. And for Toronto, they're shooting 40% so far in this one. Pass to Ingram. Back to Dick. The three. And again, no good by Toronto. Here's Collier. Markkanen outside. Pass to Collier. Over Ingram. Utah with another miss. And so it's Ingram with it. He brings it up for the Raptors. Utah with the rebound.
He is just ice cold. Luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
Pass to George. Now here's Markkanen. Here's Collier. Back to Markkanen. From deep. It's hauled in by Mamukelashvili.
I know he's on a cold streak, but he can't let that get in his head.
If he can just make a couple of buckets, though, this can all be put in his rearview mirror.
The shot by Filipowski, no good.
Yeah, if you get that close to the rim, you have to capitalize. Tough to see him come up short there.
Hick gets the bucket.
He means business. Unlikely to be a comeback on his watch.
Well, when you have the lead, ball security is everything. Just focus on each trip up the floor.
Now here's George. Coming off a 16-point game against Brooklyn.
And he promoted team chemistry. That's how you do it, by moving the ball.
Raptors lead by 12. Timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. We might see him looking to make some tweaks to the strategy.
And one thing I've learned through the years is no matter the situation, there are always adjustments you can make.
Yeah, I just don't think right now they're doing a good enough job of hunting the right mismatches.
You know what time it is, everybody? Time to make some noise. So the series live. New York, Raptors, YYZ.
Checked in for Mamukelashvili. And Utah with a change here too. Nurkic just checked in. Here's Dick. It's rebounded by George. They're searching for a way to score.
Yeah, buckets have been very tough to come by.
Markkanen outside. Three-pointer. Oh, Markkanen drills the three.
Shots like this help Markkanen get in rhythm. The D must be aware of his ability to catch and fire.
Ingram against Markkanen. Now here's Ingram. Not a lot of room. And a foul called on the way up. So he'll take two from the free throw line. Think about the Raptors last season trading for Brandon Ingram, signing him to a 3-year, $120 million extension, Tim.
And B.A., I think that tells you all you need to know. That's a sign they're retooling rather than rebuilding. Not long after trading away Siakam and Anunoby and letting Van Vliet walk, they are back in buyer's mode.
Trying to get back to their championship form of 2019.
It's a top-tier organization trying to stay competitive. And, you know, people around the league think that Brandon Ingram actually has an even higher ceiling than we've seen. And with a few improvements to his game, he could get even better. I hope we get to see that.
Toronto making a switch here. Quickly's checked in. Both free throws good from Ingram. And it sure seems like post play has evolved quite a bit over the past decade or two.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, there aren't many big men who operate only on the low block anymore. But if they do, They're considered throwbacks.
The shot by Filipowski, no good. And Ingram has got the ball here for Toronto. They've led by as many as 14. Barnes passes to Ingram. The three. Utah grabs the miss.
I'm surprised he missed that one. He is a dangerous guy to leave open.
Back to George. Pass to Nurkic. Here's Bailey, guarded by Barrett. George against Quickly. George's shot is off.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
And here's Quickly. Barnes with a screen on George. Here's Quickly. Got it. 2 for 5 now.
That's nice work inside by Quickly. He's only 6'3", but he feels like he can score in the paint whenever he wants.
Right wing. Filipowski, the pass to George. The Jazz again can't hit.
Oh, you have a feeling this would be a completely different game if it wasn't for his brutal shooting performance.
Inside, here's Barrett, and he dunks it down.
Well, he has just completely taken over this game. R.J. Barrett putting up numbers.
And Utah calls time here.
The Jazz with the 10.
Here. Dick's checked in. Already it's February. Let's see how things look out west. You look at the Jazz. Boy, it's been a rough season for them. They're at the bottom of their conference. And Utah has possession. Down by 15. Nurkic, a screen on Dick. Pass to Filipowski. Quickly against George. To the inside. And Nurkic throws it down.
Oh, too easy for Nurkic. A big man who goes up strong. Have to meet him at the rim and counter his aggression.
Barrett can't hit. Jazz trail by 13. Pass to George. Unloads from 13. Kicks it out to Markkanen. Launches it. Ooh, poked away. Filipowski.
Just great energy on the offensive glass. That's exactly how you cut into a lead.
Boy, a slam like that is sure to give him a spark. Now here's Dick. He's covered closely. Barnes with a screen on Markkanen. Barrett passes to Barnes. Barnes from point-blank range.
And this is how you finish inside. Barnes, I mean, he doesn't fear anyone close to the rim.
Pass to Bailey. Now here's Filipowski. He's guarded by Barnes. Here comes Toronto on the push. Oh, and a vicious dunk by Barnes.
They're really in control on both ends of the floor right now, forcing turnovers and finding easy points, while the other guys struggle to keep up.
Now here's Markkanen. 5 points in the game. George outside. Here's Bailey. Barnes with the rebound. Toronto leading by 15. Pass to Quickly. Here's Dick. No good from outside.
Well, fortunately, as he searches for his scoring rhythm, they still have the lead for now.
Now here's George. Over quickly. George passes to Filipowski. This one for three. Sends it home from three-point land. Filipowski's got 5 points.
Well, his height right there gave him a clear look at the rim, and he was able to shoot right over the top of a smaller defender.
And so now a timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. On the 2K leaderboard, the teams that have stonewalled offenses over the last month. Number 1, the Jazz.
And they have really been focused on picking up their defensive effort, playing passing lanes, pressuring ball handlers, and trying to contest every shot.
Toronto leading by 12. Pass to Dick. Hurdle with the ball. Nurkic picks him up. And it's Dick. That time on the assist by Pirtle. Dick's got 4 points this quarter.
Hey, they're just getting pushed around inside.
George against Quickly. George passes to Markkanen. Out to the right wing. Just 4 to shoot. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. Toronto's gone 0 for 4 from beyond the arc here in the second quarter. Quickly deciding where to go with it. With the putback, it's good on the putback.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
Quickly against George. Utah moving the ball around. Nurkic just screen on Quickly. Just 5 on the clock. And Nurkic throws it down.
And just a lack of fight right now on the defensive end.
Right? At least on that slam it was. That's one way to let a team back in the game.
It looked like a let-up from the team in the lead.
Now here's Dick. He's got 7. Fires top of the key. The shot that time not on target. And so it's the Toronto Raptors up 14 as we wrap up the quarter. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. All right, we'll get back to the action after this break.
Welcome, everybody. The story at the half could be summed up as a dominating performance for the Toronto Raptors.
When you have this many boards, you have many more opportunities to score, and they're taking advantage.
Yep, turning lemons into lemonade.
I'm thirsty.
Okay, fellas, now a look at the sharpshooters lining up for the three-point contest.
So many potential winners here. I'm looking into my crystal ball, but it's cloudy. I just can't figure it out, guys.
We know who the favorite will be, Shaq. Stop it. We know the 4 or 5 guys who will challenge him. After that, it's anyone's guess.
Thanks for tuning in. Now it's time to head back over to Brian Anderson for the start of the third quarter.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the rout that it's threatening to be. Nice game. Great performance by R.J. Barrett.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Well, and I expect they're going to continue to lean on him as we continue in this game. Why not? The way he's playing right now offensively.
Jazz trail by 14. Dick and Barrett are the 2 and the 3. Barnes is the 4 with Pirtle in the middle. And it's quickly in at the point guard position. That's the group starting the second half for Darko Rajakovic. Filipowski to pass to Nurkic. Nice dish, and the layup goes down. Nurkic just got 7 points.
Yeah, in the paint, Nurkic can be a monster. He's got all the physical gifts he needs to dominate.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Well, Scotty Barnes letting everyone know. He said, I'm a great defender. I feel like it doesn't really get talked about enough. I guard whoever, 1 through 5. That's what I pride myself on and what I'm ready to do every time I step on the floor. Brian?
A tone setter at that end. Thanks much for the report, Allie. Just 5 to shoot, and here's Bailey for 3. Rebound, Toronto. At one point, they led by 16. You know, as we watch Grady Dick, what stands out about his game, Tim?
Well, Brian, it's the way he moves off the ball. He will keep defenses occupied, cutting and coming off screens, and he has the size to get his shot off over even the most hotly contested defender.
They are passing the ball around tremendously right now.
Pass to Pirtle. Just a little over 90 seconds gone in the third quarter. It's Barnes on the wing. Covered by Filipowski. Barnes drills the triple.
Yeah, in the 2-man game there, great read by Barnes, and you see him again playing at his pace.
Pass to Nurkic. Into the third. 2 minutes in now. Markkanen for 3. The response. Markkanen buries the 3.
And both teams running long-range plays that are working.
Yeah, just going back and forth. It is really competitive out there.
Tries it from 19. No good off the glass.
Yeah, just 25% to start this half. They're going to have to start getting higher percentage shots.
Quickly against George. A deep 3. It's rebounded by Dick. Raptors lead by 10. Quickly outside. Barrett against Nurkic. Looking to get it going. And the ball out of play. The Jazz will have it.
Yeah, he was surprised by that. I don't think he knew the pass was for him.
Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here. George outside. And George with the jam.
Yes, sir. George with the flush.
And Barrett has got the ball here for the Raptors. 8-point game. Nurkic against Pirtle. Here's Dick. And he's going to the line for 2. The official saw contact while he was going up. It's on Lauri Markkanen. And when we talk about NBA wings, Legs, what are the most important skills in your mind?
Well, everybody's going to talk about scoring and also being able to defend your position. But for me, to become an elite wing, you also have to be able to create, add that escapability with your handle.
That free throw good from Dick. Both free throws good from Dick. Jazz trail by 10. And Utah calls time here.
Oh my, their coach does not look happy, and I can guess why. Their interior defense has been struggling.
Yeah, physically they are being overwhelmed in the paint right now. That can be hard to fix because it's a personnel issue.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Back to Markkanen. George finds Nurkic. And a quick look at how the Toronto Raptors schedule is shaping up. On Wednesday, they'll be matching up with Anthony Edwards and the Minnesota Timberwolves. Then on Thursday, they'll defend home court against the Chicago Bulls.
And for that game against the Pistons, no question they'll be amped for that one, eager to prove themselves against a tough opponent.
And that one misses. He hits the second from the line. Raptors lead by 9. Outside Barnes. Drops in the layup for 2. And that's 12 points for Scotty Barnes.
And Barnes putting on that hard hat, using that size in close to get work done.
Nurkic passes to Bailey. Over Dick. The Jazz again can't hit. For Toronto, they've gone 2 of 5 in this third quarter. Left side, Barrett. He can't hit that time. Some solid defense from Markkanen. George against Quickly. George passes to Markkanen. Clock at 6. From deep. Barnes with the rebound.
Would you say testing the limits of his range there?
Yeah, I mean, he's a very good shooter, but from that distance, his percentages go down.
Now here's Pirtle. Looking at his numbers, currently he's averaging around 9 points a game. Marked it down low that time. Got hit with the 3-second call. Jazz trail by 11. Offensively, it's been a struggle for them.
Yeah, they need to string together some shots to have any kind of chance.
Markkanen finds George. Back to Markkanen. Here's the 3. And another miss by Utah. Toronto's gone 1 of 2 shooting from the perimeter since halftime. Barnes passes to Quickly. Barnes feeling it out a bit. Picked by Pirtle. To the middle. Kicks it to Quickly. Over George. And again, no good by Toronto. For Utah, they've gone 4 of 9 in the third quarter. Here's Bailey. Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up.
Well, that's what Bailey has to get used to as a rookie. Plenty of rugged defense when he brings it inside.
And a chance to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Raptors.
Just a great job running the floor in transition. Now, he realized they were tiring out the defense early, and they took full advantage.
And I'd say offensive rebounding has also been a big factor as well. And not just getting the boards, but more importantly, converting those into second chance points.
And he can't hit the second. Raptors lead by 10. Dick with it, picked up by Markkanen. Quickly from outside. No good.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Pass to George. Here's Bailey. Kicks it out to Markkanen. It's stolen by Barnes. Looking to get back on track. That shot is off. Ooh, nice D from George. And so Markkanen will bring it up for the Jazz. Over quickly. And a miss there with a chance to cut the lead to single digits. And so here is Toronto. At one point, they led by 16. Barnes against Markkanen. Pass to Nurkic. Utah moving the ball around. Markkanen against Barnes. Here's George. So it'll be 2 free throws. He was fouled in the act of shooting. Brady Dick picks one up.
And there's no question George can fill it up. For him, it's about focusing on shooting good percentages.
Shooting 2.
And he drops the first. Brandon Ingram is checked in for Toronto. And a switch here also for Utah. Sensabaugh is checked in for Markkanen. George hits them both. Toronto leading by 8. Quickly outside. Pass to Pirtle. And here's Ingram. Down low. And Barnes with a basket. The assist by Ingram. Ingram's got his 3rd assist of the night.
Really good positioning there from Barnes as the roll man. He set a solid screen, and then he found his spot.
Now here's George. He's got 6. Quickly from outside. The rebound by the Jazz. Filipowski's got his 8th rebound here tonight. And a series of injuries for Emmanuel Quickly last season, Tim, stalling his ascent.
Yeah, and we're all hoping that's all behind him now, because there is a lot I like about his game. The quickness, the deep shooting, the ability to take you off the dribble. No doubt, Emmanuel Quickly, a guy we have to watch.
An emerging player.
Absolutely.
Here's Bailey. He's been a consistent contributor, averaging just over 11 a game. And here now are the teams that have made a difference with their defense in the past 10 games. Number 1, the Jazz.
They've turned up the heat defensively over this last stretch, trying to force more turnovers. That's been their game.
Shooting 2.
And he knocks down the first one. Mamukelashvili's checked in for Pirtle. Collier, he's checked in for Utah. And so he makes both from the line. Now here's Ingram, hovering around 19.5 points a game. His scoring has been huge for them. Yep, count it. Ingram's got 6.
Time and time again, they're creating good looks from close range.
Pass to Sensabaugh. Now George. Shot clock at 6. Utah with another miss.
Nice rebound. Trying to match the other team's intensity right now.
Outside Ingram. And a slam dunk by Ingram.
An effortless flush that time by Ingram. It's so easy for him to get to the rim.
Pass to Filipowski. Now here's George. Here's Sensabaugh. Filipowski sets a screen. Pulls it from the top of the key. Rebounded by Ingram. Ingram's got rebound number 5 here tonight. It's intercepted. Fast break Utah. Here's Collier. And he got the whistle on the way up. So he'll be headed to the line for a pair.
Yeah, and you never want to let shots at the rim go uncontested.
At the line for the Jazz, Collier taking 2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
First one falls for him. And some changes here for the Raptors. Mobo, he's checked in for Barnes. R.J. Barrett comes in for Dick. Shed comes in for Quickly. Then for Utah, Niang, he's checked in for Filipowski. Anderson comes in for George. And Markkanen subbed in for Bailey. So he makes 1 of 2, and the second one misses. Raptors lead by 11. A minute 42 left in the third quarter. Markkanen against Ingram. Pass to Mobo. Here's Shed. There's the 3. Utah with the rebound. Markkanen's got rebound number 7 tonight. To the paint. Collier, no good. Toronto's gone just 1 of 6 from long distance here in the third. The shots just aren't falling. Markkanen against Ingram. Pass to Collier. Back to Markkanen. It's Anderson on the wing. His first shot coming late. And the shot falls short that time. And for the Raptors, they're shooting about 31% here in quarter number 3. Here's Shed. 3-pointer off the mark. Jazz trail by 11. 7-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Pass to Collier. To the inside. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. It's going to be on Brandon Ingram.
And when Markkanen looks to score, defenders sometimes get nervous and in turn resort to fouling.
2 shots.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
He's off on the first. And he's good on the second. And so it's Ingram with it. He brings it up for Toronto. At one point, they led by 16. Pure from 3-point range.
Well, I'll tell you what, that pull-up jumper is so tough to stop because of the high release point. Brandon Ingram got himself a better angle.
Here's Sensabaugh. Oh, he got it up in time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Raptors out in front. They lead by 13. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
You have to love his unselfishness and ability to make those around him better.
What a find. These are the kind of plays we've come to expect from him.
And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. So the Jazz 5 right now. Kyle Anderson is out there with Lauri Markkanen. Then there's Georges Niang. Then there's Collier. And it's Sensabaugh in at the shooting guard position. Ingram, Utah with the rebound. Markkanen's got rebound number 8 here already in the game. Pass to Niang. Now here's Anderson, guarded by Barrett. Back to Markkanen. Let's go with a 3. They get it back. It's tipped. Barrett with it, guarded now by Anderson. Here's Shed. Toronto passing it around. There's a screen. Inside, here's Mamukelashvili. Oh, and a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
Oh, not the defensive effort they need to cut into the lead.
Boy, good call. You have to at least try to protect the rim.
Yeah, I mean, when you're fighting back, you cannot give up plays like that.
Toronto leading by 15. Pass to Barrett. Here's Shed. Ingram up top. Over Markkanen. And there's Toronto with another bucket.
The defense had him confused early on, but he's responded in the second half with some assertive play.
Here's Sensabaugh. Perfection with the jumper from the elbow.
When defenders give you that kind of space, you have to keep them honest.
Pass to Mobo. Here's Ingram. It's guarded by Markkanen. Back to Ingram. Over Markkanen. And there's Toronto with another bucket.
A tale of two halves. After a slow start, he's turning his offense around.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
And there's a 3-second violation.
You have to limit mistakes, but they're so tough to overcome.
Well, that's the kind of play that can earn you a spot on the bench.
Toronto making a switch here. Pirtle's checked in. And Utah with a change here too. Nurkic just checked in.
And they're winning this game despite his difficulties at the offensive end.
Sensabaugh out of bounds. It'll be Toronto's ball.
Well, those kinds of unforced mistakes will drive any coach nuts.
Outside Barrett. Here's Pirtle. Uses the glass to finish the layup. 6 points for Jakob Pirtle.
Yeah, Pirtle has a beautiful touch around that rim.
Pass to Markkanen. It doesn't go for him. Some solid defense from Ingram. Left side Barrett. And the dunk by Pirtle.
And no hesitation that time by Pirtle. Never shy about scoring.
Jazz trail by 21. Pass to Nurkic. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth. Here's Collier. Back to Nurkic. Just 2 to shoot. From deep three-point land. Some solid defense from Barrett. Here's Toronto with the ball. They're on a 10-2 run here. Here's Mamukelashvili. Ooh, the lead pass was in the perfect spot to set up the layup. Mamukelashvili's got 4 points now in the quarter. The Jazz have got 1 out of 6 shots to fall in this final quarter. Not ideal. Pass to Markkanen. And in recent years, Legs, we're seeing a lot of young teams having success. Also, depth playing big dividends. What's changed?
Well, I think with today's up-tempo style, more players have to cover more ground. It just makes sense that younger, deeper teams are better equipped to handle all that wear and tear.
Young players seem to be more welcome, too, in the NBA culture.
No doubt. They're going to get an opportunity sooner.
6 on the shot clock. Now here's Ingram. He's closely guarded, and they force the shot clock violation. Great D. Some changes for Toronto. Barnes, he's checked in for Mamukelashvili. Dick comes in for Ingram, and Emmanuel quickly subbed in for Shed. Then for Utah, Filipowski, he's checked in for Niang. Bailey comes in for Sensabaugh, and it's Keontae George in for Collier. Markkanen against Barrett. Markkanen, the pass to Filipowski. Clock at 6. Rebound Toronto. Barnes has got his 7th rebound here tonight. Here's Barrett. Rebounded by Bailey. Utah has gone 0 for 2 from outside here in the 4th quarter. Will it go? Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got 14 rebounds tonight, going after it. Right side Dick. Now here's Barnes, covered by Filipowski. Pirtle, and the dunk by Pirtle. And that's a double-double for him now.
Yeah, when you look at Barnes' assist numbers, they show you can run your offense through him, not your average wing.
George with it, out left to the wing. Here's Bailey, back to Markkanen, pass to George. Puts one up from 19. Utah with another miss.
They are really struggling to stop this run.
They just need a spark. This is when your leaders have to step up.
It's Barnes on the wing, covered by Filipowski. Barnes, no good. And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. Pass to Bailey. Utah moving the ball around. Kicks it to George. There's the triple. Pirtle grabs a miss. Pirtle's got 15 rebounds here tonight. Now here's Quickly. And we continue to see the value of NBA franchises climb. Grant, are you glad you got in when you did?
Oh, yes I am. I think beyond, though, the dollars and cents, it's just the joy of having a hand in the growth of this game and this league that we all love so much.
Now here's George. Pass to Nurkic. Yes, and it's George picking up the assist.
Oh, he's not the reason they're down right now. He has played smart, efficient basketball.
And here's Quickly. Pirtle with a screen on Markkanen. Kicks it to Quickly from outside the arc. Utah with the rebound. Nurkic has got double-digit rebounds now in the game. Things just don't seem to be clicking for them offensively.
Yeah, they really need to find a way to get back on track.
Here's Bailey, Markkanen outside. Pass to Bailey. George for 3. It's rebounded by Dick. Dick's got 6 rebounds in the game. Outside Barrett. Takes a 3. The rebound by Filipowski.
So far, he hasn't done a lot of damage from 3. Only had that 1 in the first half.
And the ball out of play. The Raptors will have it. A line change here for Toronto. Here's Toronto with the ball. They're on a 14-4 run. And timeout called by Darko Rajakovic. He's looking to make some very important adjustments here. one of our featured players tonight earns our Player of the Game award, R.J. Barrett.
And I just love to see a player who plays with an aggressive mindset. I mean, he had the energy and the intensity all game. He didn't waste any time when he had his chances out there by attacking the rim.
Well, obviously, he doesn't like losing. They dropped 3 in a row coming into this one. He took it on himself and put a stop to that streak. Here's Walter. Pass to Ingram. Some solid defense from Markkanen. Utah's got nothing to fall from outside the arc here in the fourth. 0 for 4. Now Nurkic. Markkanen outside. Lets it go from deep. Walter pulls it in.
He really hasn't had it offensively tonight. This team needs him to play better.
Pass to Shed. They still need this. The rebound by the Jazz. Markkanen outside. Puts up the 8-footer. And no good, trying to use the glass.
Well, that's 2 good players going at each other. Advantage to the defense that time.
And as NBA franchise values continue to skyrocket, it's pretty amazing to see, isn't it, Legs?
It really is. And even if you're LeBron James, who has said he may want to own a team in the future, he may even need some help footing that bill. It is pricey.
Adding zeros by the decades. First free throw is good. Second free throw, no good. The Jazz shooting just 24% in this one. Not great. To the wing on the left. And here's Bailey for 3. That shot off the mark.
It's clear he's totally out of sync. The team needs to rethink its strategy around what to do with him.
You know, he's smaller for the center position by NBA standards, but his leaping ability more than makes up for his lack of height.
And so it's George with it. He brings it up for Utah. There's 1:47 left in the game. 5 to shoot. Pass to Markkanen. George outside. From the arc. Rebound Toronto.
Yeah, keeps on shooting, keeps on missing. Maybe time to go in a different direction.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Raptors.
Pretty clear who the better team was today. They dominated in just about every phase of this game, Grant.
B.A., it's almost hard to think what didn't go well for them. Their plan, their execution, everything was absolutely on point.
And they played well tonight, picking up win number 24 of the year.
And they meet just twice, so taking the first meeting means a lot to this team.
And they got a lot of great solo efforts tonight, but probably none bigger than the performance for R.J. Barrett.
You look forward to playing with someone who doesn't just move the ball, but moves it with a purpose.
Here's Markkanen. Toronto making their last shot. Back to George. Pass to Markkanen. And here's Filipowski. It's stolen by Ingram. There's 31 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And that one is stuffed right through.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
They are playing with so much confidence. They've been clutch all the way around.
Now here's George. Pass to Filipowski. Here's Bailey. Now here's Filipowski. George outside. And here's Bailey for 3. That shot off. So no problem for Toronto as they get the win. Boy, they were something special to watch tonight, and the crowd loving every second of it.
It's always a great feeling when you play this well for your fans. This team really showed what it's capable of.
All right, to Allie LaForce with our player of the game.
Thanks so much. RJ, a great effort tonight. How is this team continuing to grow?
We're playing defense and we're moving the ball. Everybody's in double figures, everybody's scoring, everybody's playing together. That's how you win.
When the ball's going in, things tend to turn into a victory. Thanks so much, RJ.
All right, Allie, thanks. Great stuff there. And that'll wrap it up, folks. With Tim Legler, Allie LaForce, and Grant Hill, this is Brian Anderson. As always, we appreciate you tuning in tonight. And let's reveal our player of the game, RJ Barrett.
Excuse me, sir. Oh, bye.